What's happening, YouTube? Back in the day gamer here. Thanks for tuning into my channel for yet another episode of What's Happening, YouTube. I'll tell you what's happening. We're chilling outside, trying to enjoy the last of summer, getting ready for Labor Day. I've wasted my whole summer inside at fucking work. Now summer's about over, I'm gonna get every last drop I can. So I know you want to see me shoot these in the game room because it's about games, that's why we're here. Like I said, I'm trying to get every last drop I can out of summer. I don't have to work anymore today. It's Sunday. Fucking outside. Still talk about games, so deal with it. Plus, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm a grown-ass man, but my wife will not let me smoke cigars inside. I suppose it makes sense. Stink up the house, we got a kid, but I don't know. Really just wanna smoke cigars inside. Wind's blowing, it's probably fucking the audio all up. This cigar is gonna be delicious, I'm sure. Paired with yet another dirty martini. Cheers, YouTube. Oh, fuck. The wife's pulling up now. Ruining my fucking video. So the wife saw me say, fuck, they're home. She left pissed off. I guess let's enjoy some time alone, huh? First and foremost, we went to the Joan Jett, Poison, Def Leppard, Motley Crue concert in Detroit at Comerica Park. Hence the shirt here. How old school is that? It's got tapes on it. I was like, that's the fucking shirt I want. That concert kicked fucking ass. So, Joan Jett. Joan Jett. She was good. Sounded just like Joan Jett. Then it was it Poison after that? Yeah, it was Poison after that, which was surprising. I thought they'd be higher up there on the lineup. They rock. Seen them many times. Met Bret Michaels. It's Poison, right? Yeah, they kick ass. Next up was Def Leppard. Now, Def Leppard rocks. But I hate to say it, I felt they really phoned it in. It was like you could just see that the lead singer like didn't give a shit. Like, I've got so much money, this doesn't fucking matter. I mean, they sounded good, they rocked, but it was like I could just feel his vibe, and it was not great. But their guitarist was fucking great. Man, I mean, he's got to be 60 at least, right? Shirt off, fucking ripped, jamming, covered in sweat, kick ass. Let's not forget the drummer, one fucking arm. Def Leppard, yeah. Headlining the show, Motley Crue, fucking rocked. Yeah, they deserve to be the headliner. I've seen them many times on the farewell tour there 2 years ago, some 3 times. This is, what's this called? What tour is this? The stadium tour. No mention of the farewell, but they rocked. It kicked ass. As you well know, back in the day gamer, big fan of 80s rock. Back in the day, it kicked ass. That tour is still going on. If it's coming to your town, I suggest seeing it. Next up, now let's pump the brakes on the vacation for just a minute. That was just a Sunday night, so I usually work on Sunday night anyway, so it wasn't really a day off, but it was awesome. I was at Kroger's grocery shopping the other day, and I saw this. I decided to get it for Angry Baby. Glow-in-the-dark power balls! Make your own super balls, right? So this huge ass box Really inside there's just some packets like this. It's 2 little molds and then a bunch of packets of different colored crystals that you pour in, put them in warm water, let it sit, take it out, and then BAM! I think this one came out super cool. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I was like, yeah, let's do it with Angry Baby. He didn't give a shit. He puts them in his mouth and throws them at me. I had fun doing it. Speaking of 80s rock, right? Let's dabble a little music in here before we get to the games, because there's some good games to be talked about here. Okay? Been, you know, pumping through the CD collection, you know, driving back and forth to work all the time. Yeah. Gotta have some jams. I still have a CD player in my cars, so we get to jam some. This is my favorite of the lot for sure. Let's start with that. It's a greatest hits. You know, I'm not big on the greatest hits, but I never had any of their albums back in the day, so I thought let's grab the greatest hits one. Faster Pussycat. This has got some killer jams on it. You probably recall Faster Pussycat. If you're my age, you do. You know, nothing really standing out, but there are some killer songs. Poison Ivy, Slip of the Tongue, House of Pain, and my favorite, Bathroom Wall. Don't have any other of their albums aside from this best of. No, it's a greatest hits, but I liked it. An 80s band that I'm a big fan of, and they have some killer jams. I decided to dabble a little more into their library, and that would be Kicks right here. I picked up Cool Kids. It's not the typical Kicks sound that you're used to. I believe it's an early album of theirs. You know, I don't hate it, but I don't think I'm keeping this in collection. I think I'm gonna play it forward, trade it in for some whatever else they got there on the shelf. But I am a big Kicks fan. Just didn't love this album. It was good, but I only keep the gold when it comes to albums, because there's got to be room for video games, right? Not a big rap guy, but we got a couple of rap albums here. I know we talked about some rap hip-hop shit in the last What's Happening YouTube. Not really my thing, but ever since they came out back in the day, I've been a big Cypress Hill fan. And it's probably been 2-3 months now since this came out, because I'm way behind on shooting my videos and shit. The wind's probably killing the audio. I'm sorry. But I'm a big Cypress Hill fan. So I pre-ordered their new album, which happens to be called Back in Black. There's no AC/DC covers on this. No, there isn't. It's decent. I also don't think I'm going to keep this one. It's going, trading this sucker in. It's decent. The past few albums they had, the production value is just amazing. Like the audio, the bass, is just fucking kick-ass. But there's nothing in that for me that's a really must-keep. The album before that, Elephant Riders or something, I'm hanging on to that one. Despite it not being old school Cypress Hill, there's some fucking bangers on that. Going through the CDs, not shit canning them, trading them in. This one's going trading too. I thought I'd talk about it for a second because I have an interesting story. Lil Flip. He was a piece of shit. We're talking, I don't know, 2006, 2007, something like that, right? So it was when weed used to be cool, when you smoked weed because you just smoked it. Now it's like the decline of society and everybody's fucking smoking pot 24/7 and nobody can come to work for more than 3 fucking hours because you're too fucking high, man. Yeah. He had this fucking gaudy watch with a bunch of different colored gemstones. Looked like shit. I'm sure it cost a fortune, but they come in first thing. We didn't kick them out, but we didn't welcome them. They ended up hitting the road, but this one, Lil Flip, underground legend, Game Over is his good his good song, and that's kind of, you know, game over. Video game. Fuck you, Lil Flip. Alright. Alright, rant over. 2 quick pickups. We're getting into the game. I saw this the other day. It's not going to go good with a dirty martini and a cigar. But I was like, yeah, we got to get that. Milk chocolate Jello pudding cups. Like a little Reese's. It's got a little Jello stamp on there. Just going to pop the whole thing in. It's not great. But chocolate. Not great chocolate. Where's the dog? Mia! Mia, where'd you go? Yeah, whatever. Wow. I gotta say, I'm extremely underwhelmed about that. I like to keep it positive for sure, but milk chocolate Jello pudding cups, I wouldn't go out of your way. Granted, we knew it wasn't going to pair well with a dirty martini and a cigar. Shit, let it go out. I got one quick pickup here that is not a video game before we get into the actual video games. It was a present from a couple of co-workers who enjoy watching the channel. Lucas, Natalie, it's happening. Big thank you for this. Walked into work one day and they were like, hey, we saw this and we decided to pick it up for you. And it is it's pretty fucking cool. Big thanks to them for that. There's not many things in the game room that aren't games. This is definitely going to stay a part of the game room for a while. And I gotta say that I might even go and buy an extra one, just so when this takes a shit, I've got a backup, because I feel like that's a permanent addition to the game room. We're gonna get to the games. All right, so I was fortunate enough to have like 3 days off work. We went up north to my buddy's cabin. We go there all the time. Not all the time. We go there once a year. Been doing it for a long time. Usually shoot a video when I'm there. You've seen it, by the river, blah, 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 blah. But it's up in the middle of nowhere in northern Michigan. And aside from it being fantastic, I think my favorite part is that there's hardly no phone service and hardly no internet. So I can fucking almost relax. And that's the best part of it. So, shit, it's been a month now. Because, yeah, typical back in the day gamer fashion, I'm way behind on everything. But we went up there and I'm like, okay, obviously, it's vacation. We're gonna sit on our asses, do nothing, fish, drink, eat, blah, blah, blah. Gotta take some kind of gaming apparatus, right? I was thinking about taking the Switch because I'd been playing the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. But I was like, no, that's too modern. It's too techy. It's not relaxing enough. So, as usual, I took the Game Boy Advance, which plays, you know, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. Before I left, I hand-selected some games, but literally, like, a couple of days before we left. Here's my Game Boy Color pouch that I've had since fucking back in the day. Love this thing. I didn't take this with me, but I just have my original fucking lime green Game Boy Color. That wasn't what we took. Actually, the Game Boy Advance that I took is on the headboard because I've still been playing the main game, which is, back it up a little, literally a couple days before we left, channel I like to watch, Nerd Layer, had a video out, forget the title of it, but he was talking about Game Boy Advance, Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban. Prisoner of Azkaban. Yep. And I was like, well, shit, I have that game. He's talking about being a great RPG, really good game. And at the time when I started getting into Game Boy Advance, which is a little modern for me, but I love me some Harry Potter, I picked up all those games, made sure I had them. I believe I have them on in between Xbox and PlayStation, have them all. But, you know, oh shit, I'm going to pick them up on Game Boy Advance. They're literally like $2, $3, $4 a piece, whatever. The sticker on this one that I have says $2.99. I bought this game for $2.99. This game kicks fucking ass. It's in my Game Boy Advance on the headboard of my bed because I've been playing it at night because it's so fucking awesome. I'm only like 5 hours into it, so I don't know the end. I don't know everything about it, but I've played it for 5 hours or so, and I'm loving it. Still, I'm hooked. Really like this game. It's similar to the PlayStation, Xbox ones. You know, it's kind of a somewhat fetch quest type, complete different tasks here and there, back-to-back things. I don't know. I really like it. Nerd Layer mentioned it in his video. He's like, I'm gonna take that with me. Shit, I have that game. Haven't even played it. Fucking love it. Kick-ass game. Like I said, I'm only like 5-6 hours into it, so that's enough to give it. I'm not gonna say it could be wrong. That's enough to give it an A+ rating for sure. Especially at the price of fucking $2.99. Granted, 3, 4, 5 years ago I bought it, but it couldn't have gone up that much. That's what I love about Game Boy Advance. Cheap as shit, you know. It's technically, what, there's 16, 32-bit graphics in a fucking handheld. I've got the Retro Freak, so I can play them on the big screen, but I've just been rocking this one out on the handheld. Just in case, I decided to take, you know, 2 or 3 more games with me, and those would be these. This game, very similar to the Nintendo version, is not the same. It is its own game altogether, and I was hunting for it at the very first Midwest Gaming Classic I went to. I did find it, and I like this game a lot. It's got a lot going for it. There are some upgrades from its Nintendo version, which is not typical for the handheld version of a game. I think the reason I actually took this game with me is because the week before I went on vacation, one of the channels I love to watch, Hungry Garaya, did a video featuring this. Not sure what the topic of that video was, but she mentioned it, and I was like, you know what? That is a kick-ass version. I'm taking it with me on vacation. So in many ways, this is an upgrade to the Nintendo version, but not graphically. It's got some of the same enemies and new ones. It has new levels. Like I said, it's not the same game. It is its own. The screen seems to me wider than the Nintendo version. There's a lot of more doors to go in for the rooms or secret rooms. One of the upgrades I feel is part of this game is when you go in the one room where there's all the money bags and you shoot them. In the Nintendo version, when you shoot them, if you know what I'm talking about, fucking Kid Icarus. If you end up hitting the thing that makes it stop, you lose everything. But in this version, you get to keep all the items you've unlocked until you hit that guy, which I think is a fantastic idea, definite upgrade. Aside from the platforming levels, which aren't side-scrolling, in Kid Icarus they're vertical, well, most of them, some are side-scrolling, but it does have the dungeon levels, which were in the Nintendo version as well. I actually don't like those as much as the side-scrolling or vertical platform ones, but it is what it is. But this game gets back in the day gamers' approval. I don't want to say 2 thumbs up, 1.5 thumbs up. It's good. Very good for a Game Boy game. Next up, one of the YouTubers I really enjoy watching, right? Mr. Matthews. Super intelligent guy. It's kind of that dry, snarky humor. Very informed and intelligent on the games he talks about. He talked about I don't know if it was in a video. Go to Mr. Matthews' channel. He fucking rocks. I don't know if he was talking about games he beat or blah blah blah, whatever. He mentioned this and I was like, shit, if he Alright. The fucking camera said it stopped because the maximum blah 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 had been reached. Alright. Not sure where we were, but Mr. Matthews, great channel, go watch him. He'd mentioned this in a video, he recommended it, said I'm all about it. Never heard of it before. Fortified Zone on the Game Boy. So to me, this game is like a cross between Metal Gear, Star Tropics, and Contra. Which, yeah, that's a fucking triple threat right there. Bing bang boom. Wasn't very expensive, had to be under 20 bucks. I guess, I don't know, who cares? Game kicks ass. It is like Metal Gear, Contra, and Star Tropics. It's got a password system. It is a map, which is fantastic and not typical of Game Boy for sure. You get to switch between characters. You know, one character jumps higher, the other character's stronger. So, you know, you got to figure your way through that. To be honest, I didn't get that far into this game. I think I was on the second or third level because when I was on vacation, for one, I was fucking relaxing, taking it easy, and for two, I was playing a lot of the Harry Potter Prisoner of Azkaban because that game really, really kicked ass. So, you can't go wrong with any of those games. Kid Icarus on the Game Boy, Fortified Zone, definitely Harry Potter Prisoner of Azkaban on Game Boy Advance. There was one game I took with me because you're on the river, we're fishing, I felt it very appropriate, but I didn't play any of it when we were on vacation because I spent most of my time partying and relaxing and playing Harry Potter. But I did want to mention this game because I will mention it again. It's a fucking stellar game. That is The Legend of the River King. We're not gonna, it's like a fishing RPG, right? We're leaving it at that. There's gonna be no gameplay. It's a fishing RPG. You like fishing? You like RPGs? You gotta love it, right? Before we go, in these videos, I always want to make mention of what I've been watching. You know, shout out, like, whoa, it's not like my channel's big and anybody fucking cares, but I do have a lot of people that watch all my videos for whatever reason. Thank you, right? Like, so apparently I have some kind of small following, which I think is fantastic. That's why I keep doing it. I don't really watch TV. I watch YouTube. So, you know, I'm into retro video games, and there's not a lot of retro video game channels that I am not familiar with. So, of lately, past year, two, maybe three, it's hard to ever find a new channel that I like. Recently, past week, found this channel I fucking love. It's one of my new favorite channels. Love it. And I've got a lot of favorite channels. The Real Bit Wars. He either just won or, oh, the wife's coming back. Here we go. He either just won YouTuber of the Month or was nominated. No, he won. He won. Yeah. Cutting to the chase. Big Ole Words. Big Ole Words. That guy's channel's fantastic. He reminds me a lot of Mr. Matthews. Real intelligent, kind of like dryish, snarky humor. Dude's fucking hilarious. I'll put a link in the comment section below. Aside from everyone I mentioned. Real Bit Wars, Mr. Matthews, Big Ole Words. Check it out. That's all we got. I'm in trouble now. Mrs. Back in the Day Gamer and Angry Baby's here. I gotta go. Thanks for tuning into my channel. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And until next time, YouTube, keep it retro.